Hi guys, so I apologize you having to watch a video. I wish I could be there instead of doing this. However, I wanted to touch base with you before you start on your work today and kind of refresh your memory of what we did Monday and what you should have done yesterday and where you should be at. So on Monday we did the Watch It, where we watched the video and it kind of walked us through what coefficients were and how we use them to count atoms. And then you did the Read It on your own, and then we did the Explore It together, where we actually started counting atoms ourselves with the 3 different formulas that they gave us. Yesterday in class, you should have been working on the Research It, so that one should be done. If it's not, you can work on it after you watch this video, and then you can try to finish up the other stuff, which I will talk about at the end of the video. So before you start today, I just drew this up real quick to kind of go over some stuff. So the big number out front, that is the coefficient, and remember it tells us the number of molecules that we have of this formula. The letters are the symbols that represent the elements that are in that chemical compound or molecule. The subscript is going to be the small numbers, and that tells us how many atoms of carbon there are and how many atoms of hydrogen there are. Okay, and this whole thing here, the C6H12O6, is the chemical formula for glucose, and hopefully that rings a bell because that is what plants make through the process of photosynthesis. That's their sugar or food that you learned about last year in 7th grade. So, what does the coefficient tell us about this formula? It tells us that there's 4 molecules of glucose here. All right, so if we want to find the total number of atoms in 4 molecules of glucose, we are going to have to multiply. So down here it says multiply the coefficient by the subscript for each element. Then you will add them all together. So if we did that, it would be 4 times 6 for carbon, right? And 4 times 6 would equal 24. So in 4 molecules of glucose, I have 24 carbon atoms. Then I would do 4 times 12 to find how many hydrogen atoms I would be, and 4 times 12 would equal 48 hydrogen atoms in 4 molecules. Then I would do 4 times 6 over here to figure out how many oxygen atoms that I had, and that would also equal 24 atoms. Then I would take 24, which I got for carbon, and then I'd take 48 for hydrogen and 24 for oxygen, and I would add them all together, and that would end up equaling 96. So in 4 molecules of glucose, I have 96 total atoms. All right, you are going to finish up your stations. If you didn't finish Research It yesterday, I want you to go back because that was you practicing counting the atoms. And maybe this helped you a little bit and you want to go back and fix some of your answers. And that's okay. You can go back and work on that. And then you also need to do the Organize It. All right. And then the Assess It. And I think I have the Write It linked also. So if the Write It's there, you need to do that. The Illustrated, I'm not as worried about for today, Wednesday. I would rather there is some practice, that there's a worksheet that you should be given if you finish all of those stations: the Watch It, the Read It, the Explore It, the Research It, the Organize It, the Assess It, and the Write It if it's there. If you finish all of those, I want you to get that packet, or not a packet, it's a worksheet. Get that, and it's practicing. You're going to have to count how many elements there are, and then you count the number of atoms of each element, and then you total it up. And remember something that I didn't include on this here, we count the number of elements by capital letters. So we have a capital C, capital H, and a capital O here. And remember, like sodium chloride, which is salt, NaCl. The A is little and the L is little. So that's only, we have a capital N and a capital C, so there's only 2 elements. Just because there's 4 letters there doesn't mean there's 4 elements. You have to count the capitals. All right, so as you're working today, if you have any questions, I want you to send me a message on Canvas, because I will be at my computer. If I'm not at my computer, I have Canvas on my phone, and I will get those messages. I hope to set up a time maybe on certain days where I can be available on Zoom during your class period. So if you have questions that you can ask me. So do your best and let me know if you have any questions, and I will help you the best way I can. All right, good luck.